Cheryl's here with us. She's going to speak about being a champion and what that means. And aside from all of her curling accolades now, she's a TSN broadcast analyst. If you're a curler, you've likely seen her commenting on the Scotties, the Brier. She's a spokesperson for Goodwill in Alberta. She's a speaker, an author of a curling book, which I should probably read after I read the bio because my game can use some help these days as well. And she's also the president and CEO of Canada Sports Hall of Fame. And I don't know about everyone else, I dressed for the part, so I'm actually impressed it still fits me, but I was actually a volunteer at the 2010 Olympics and the Paralympic Games, and I have this great sweater here that's signed, see if I can bend the right way, by our silver medalist right there. So I broke it out, it still smells okay, and it still fits, so I'm happy to be here. But thanks, Jen, for letting me do the intro, and like I said, we'll do questions at the end, but Cheryl, take it away.
Thank you, Kirsten, that's fantastic. Thank you everyone for having me. It is always so fun to get to talk to people about sport, and I'm sure all of you must have been watching the Olympics. Has everybody been watching it? I assume so. It's been so exciting to see the stories and hear the journeys of champions. And, you know, I think one of the things that I'm always so clear about is a champion doesn't mean that you've won an Olympic medal, that you've won a world championship. A champion is doing your best in life, and that's what's the most important. And, you know, when Kirsten talked about my kind of full circle journey, I did start out in life as a business entrepreneur, and then I decided I was going to focus all of my attention on competing in curling at the Olympics. And then I made the decision after I retired from competing in curling that I was going to give back, and I was going to try and give back through sport. And the Hall of Fame job came up, and I'm so happy that I get to represent these incredible athletes who have not only given to our country through sport, but they have also given back as ambassadors and as role models. Do all of you know that we inducted the very first Special Olympian into the Hall of Fame last year? Does anybody know? Yeah, I might ask that at the end as a trick question to see if anybody knows who it is, because we were very proud to induct him. I'll give you a hint. So anyway, I'm just going to start a little bit. One of the biggest questions I get asked a lot is, you know, what is a champion? And, you know, I think every story needs a hero and a champion that overcomes odds, that achieves their own form of greatness in life. And as I said to you, not all champions wear gold medals or have title belts or win world championships. A champion is somebody who does whatever it takes to achieve their goal, to be the best that they can be in their own way. Most important of all, a champion is someone who every time they fail and get knocked down, they get right back up and they go straight back to work. You know, one of the most telling factors of success in athletes and business people is having this quality that they describe as grit. So what is grit? Well, grit is a passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is never giving up. Grit is sticking with your aspirations, with your goals, day in and day out. And it's doing it even when it's messy, even when you fail, and even when it's really hard. You just refuse to give up. And it's that refusal to give up that separates those at the top from everyone else. You know, I learned a great deal from my dad growing up. And one of the best things that he ever said to me is, Cheryl, you either win or you learn. And it didn't make sense because I either win or I lose. But you think about that. You either win or you learn from a loss. And that's something that has stuck with me all my life. I didn't want to waste those losses. And, you know, it's really critical to understand that no one, especially folks who are truly successful, they don't just glide from achievement to achievement. But by the time you see athletes stand on those Olympic podiums, or you see CEOs run billion-dollar companies, they have lost more times, they have missed more shots, and they have failed more often than you will ever know. But the difference was that they chose to learn from those failures and those losses. So remember, you either win or you learn. And it's okay to lose, even to have big, glaring, confidence-shaking failures in life, because it means you're putting yourself out there, that you're taking risks, that you're giving yourself the opportunity to be great in life. So I did keep that quote on my mirror from my dad for all of the years that I competed, and it reminded me often to learn from the losses. You know, you don't need to be the best in order to be a champion. You just need to become the best you that you can possibly be. Don't compare yourself to others. That will only end in disappointment. Be your very best. I think the other thing about champions is they refuse to quit. They might sometimes lose, but they never quit. They get right back up. If they slip up and they realize that they're human, they pick themselves up, they dust themselves off, and they move forward, but they never quit. And you know what? All of us, I've been discouraged, and it's okay to be discouraged in life, but it's not okay to quit. You might not always win, but that is life. And you know, we're all humans and we're not going to win at everything. But as long as you always learn from your mistakes, you refuse to quit, and you never stop moving forward, then you can never truly fail. Champions don't have to be told to get to work. They don't waver from their commitment. They're always pushing forward, and they never lose sight of their goal. And it doesn't matter what that goal is, whether it's to get an A in your next exam, whether it's to stand on an Olympic podium, whether it's to win your next tournament. When it's time to do the work, they do the work. When it's time to perform, they then perform. And you know what? I think also champions stop at nothing to get the results they want and to achieve the goals that they're after. You know, in sports, a champion is often measured by victories, by gold medals, by trophies. But in day-to-day life, being a champion is a state of mind that gives you the strength to achieve your goals, to remain calm under pressure, and I think in the end, to overcome adversity. Cultivating a champion's mindset is not reserved solely just for great athletes. It's a state of mind seen in people from every walk in life. I see it in business. I see it in the corporate world. I see it in the volunteer world. People want to achieve goals, and then they become strong and healthy and wise, and then they become champions of their own story. So champions know how to deal with adversity. They stay focused, and they're always optimistic, even when faced with obstacles. They're resilient, they're persistent, they demonstrate perseverance when having to overcome all obstacles. And you know, I think that there was 4 things that I did as an athlete that, in my opinion, really helped me become a champion, not only in sport, but a champion also in life. I didn't believe in impossible. That wasn't a word in my vocabulary. Champions refuse to believe that something can't be done. It never comes into their mind. There's always hope for success. There's always a way to do something. The sky is the limit. Start thinking this, and you'll see yourself persisting more. And see yourself succeeding. Champions can see in their mind, they can see themselves winning, whether it's at business, whether it's crossing that finish line. So do this a lot. Think about the success you can have. Think about it in your future. And seeing yourself succeed, it's critical to your goals and the goal setting that you have done. And I think the biggest thing for me is always give 100%, be excellent. You know, champions know if they don't perform at their highest level, they won't give themselves a chance to win. So give it your best effort. Be excellent at everything you do, and success will follow. And I think the last thing is own everything you do. Champions aren't fighting about whether or not they did or didn't do something. They focus on constantly improving and setting new goals and challenges, and they focus on learning from their mistakes. And even if that ownership requires that they have to learn how to fail. You know, doing all of this will make you stronger and get you focused on the future for your success. So I challenge you this: when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, how will I be a champion today? A champion turns up on time and on mind, ready to work every day so that they can be constantly better and make progress and improve. In my opinion, champions do what others don't, so that tomorrow they can accomplish what others can't. So you know, I think in the end, those are all the things I see in the champions that I have met over my life, through my life. And, you know, I am the CEO here at Canada Sports Hall of Fame now, and I meet champions every day. They are the best of the best in the world. But I'll tell you one thing that I see in true champions is the decision that they've made to give back to their community after sport. You know, we talk about these incredible champions and we tell their whole story to the podium. You know, we'll talk about Wayne Gretzky and we'll talk about Mark Messier and Haley Wickenheiser. But you know what's become very important to us is what they do after the podium, how they give back to their communities, how they're educators, how they're ambassadors, and how they allow youth in this country the if you can see it, you can be it concept. If you can see somebody like you, and you know, we have Indigenous Hall of Famers, we have Black Hall of Famers, we represent all diversity. If you can see somebody like you stand on a podium and have all that success, then you can believe it yourself. You can believe it's possible. And that's really our motive at Canada Sports Hall of Fame. We're putting these incredible Hall of Famers on a podium so that youth can believe that anything's possible for them. So that's the end of, you know, what I wanted to talk about today. And I hope you enjoyed a little bit of what I believe a champion is. And I'm going to open it up now for questions, and I would love to be able to answer some of them as we go forward.
So my name is Katie. So I'm a Special Olympics Ontario for figure skating for my upcoming Team Canada 2023, and I'm a Special Olympics swimmer. So I have a question for you, Cheryl.
Okay.
So what did you compete in curling at the Vancouver 2010?
So, Katie, it's great to meet you, and thank you for asking the question. So you want to know what I competed in at curling?
Mm-hmm.
So I competed in curling I was the the captain of our women's curling team in Vancouver in 2010. And I competed with 3 of my very best friends, and we were able to have success at those games, and we were able to stand on that Olympic podium. And I'll tell you something, Katie, the pressure we felt playing for Canada, in Canada at our biggest Olympics ever was, I'd never felt anything like it before. And, you know, I'm going to tell you a little secret, and I think it will help anybody going to compete in something going forward, is our sports psychologist gave us this choice. She said, okay, you guys, you can either choose to view the 30+ million Canadians cheering you on as a positive or a negative. You can either say, this is awesome, we have 30 million fans, and we never had that many fans. Or you can say, oh my gosh, we have 30 million Canadians expecting us to medal. So, you know what? We sat and thought about that, and we made the choice to view it as a positive thing. We made the choice to say, we have 30 million Canadians cheering us on and believing in us. And I honestly, Katie, think that allowed us the opportunity to stand on that Olympic podium and win a medal for our country.
Great. That's awesome, Cheryl.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Katie. Cheryl, we have a question in the chat from Mike. He's wondering if you still curl for fun at all.
Mike, thank you for asking that. You know, I still do. I love the game. It's really hard to go away. The saddest part of it is I'm not as good as I used to be. And that's hard when you know, I think what people don't understand is how much time we put into curling at that level, and you can't do that anymore. And so you're not going to be as good as you once were. And so you have to be okay with that. And no, I still play the game because of the amazing people. I mean, that's why I love the game of curling. I've met some incredible, incredible people over the years. And you know what? That's the biggest importance of the journey for me. It will never really be about the Olympic medal or the trophies. It will be about the journey, about the people I met along the way. That is the value of sport.
That's a great point you touched on. And I know you mentioned that you played with your 3 best friends in the Olympics. It's just, it's such a social sport, which is great too. And it helps to have fun while you're out there.
Oh, does it ever?
Therese, do you want to ask your question?
Yep, I have a 2-part question actually. What got you into curling, first of all?
Okay, well, good question, Therese. Nice to meet you. My mom and dad curled, and they would go play curling on Friday and Saturday nights. And they had no babysitters back then. They had no money, so they couldn't afford a babysitter. So they just left us running around the curling club for 2 hours by ourselves, my brother and I, while they curled. And they did that Friday night and they did that Saturday night. And finally, one day I said, well, I might as well curl because this is where I live all the time. So in the end, that's how I got into it. And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. And the second one is, did you know how to curl before you started curling?
No. Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to start curling back then. You weren't allowed to start curling until you were 12. And I was 8 years old and I had watched curling, as I said, every Friday and Saturday night. So I went to my mom and dad and said, I want to curl. And they said, well, you can't. And I said, yes, I can. How do I curl? And they said, well, we'll ask down at the club and see if they'll let you in the junior league. Well, the junior coach there said, no, you're too young. And I said, I'm not too young. I can curl. Tell me what I need to do. He said, well, you have to be able to get this 50-pound rock all the way down to the other end of the sheet. Well, I probably weighed, Therese, I bet you I weighed 50 pounds. So I said, okay, I could do it. So I put both feet in the hack and I shoved as hard as I could and I got it all the way to the other end and they had to let me go.
It's just like me. I just learned how to slide.
Oh.
And I got my rock in the circle all by myself. Because one of the coaches, his name was Charlie. He taught me how to slide with the rocks. And then I learned how to do it by myself without the rocks. And I got one stone in the house.
Good girl. Don't let them tell you you can't do it. You can.
Yeah. I have fun. I miss it though. We don't have no coaches for Brampton curling.
I hope you get it back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Therese.
Thanks, Therese. So Cheryl, another question out of the chat. Luke is wondering what you feel is the most important thing to be a good curler.
The most important thing, I would say, I got to say two things. One is balance, because it's very much a balance game. But the other thing is curling is like chess on ice. You have to have the ability to think 3 or 4 shots ahead. You have to be able to read your opposition. So I would say having the ability to read your opposition, and I would say balance. Those are the two most important things for me.
That's fair. All right, Jeremy, I see your hand up next. Your turn.
Hi, Carol. I seen you in St. Albert, I believe, in 2012, right?
Yes. Hi, Jeremy.
So I'm a curler as well, as you can see with my curling hat. I got it made in 2013. Thanks. And then I brought my medals out too, whatever.
Oh my gosh. Very nice.
An answer to your question was Jackie Barrett, wasn't it?
Jackie Barrett. Well done.
No problem.
Well done.
Right,
Jackie Barrett was, you guys should all be so proud of him. You know, he's done some incredible things and still does. And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, not only for his sporting accomplishments, but for all of the give back he's given to his sport as a representative for Special Olympics. He's a great ambassador, a great role model, and we were so proud to induct him.
He's also a powerlifter too, right?
Oh yes, a good one.
Jeremy, I'm excited that I'm not the only one that dressed up for tonight, so thank you for wearing your hat. Melanie, I see your hand up next.
Hi, Cheryl. Pleased to meet you. My name is Melanie. I am from Ottawa, Ontario, and I compete in Special Olympics swimming, bowling, and volleyball. And outside of Special Olympics, I swim 3 times a week with the Carleton University Masters. My question for you is, can you talk about one of your most favorite moments, from any trips or any Olympic Games you've made? I myself have had the wonderful honor and privilege of traveling to Vancouver in 2014 for the National Games in swimming. And regardless if I had made the team or not, this was a very special moment for my family and I, because both my grandparents, my mom's parents, who live out in British Columbia, were celebrating their 90th birthday at the time. And so I had the wonderful pleasure of bringing them 5 bronze medals while they were celebrating their birthday. Have you had any experiences like that?
Well, I certainly don't have that many medals, Melanie. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. I can confirm right now that I have no more room to hang up stuff. And what I just mentioned there isn't even a quarter of what I have.
Good for you. Congratulations on all that you do. You seem active. And you know, it's funny, I'm going to tell you my favorite story, and it talks about the people of Vancouver. And so, as most of you know here, we won the silver medal in Vancouver at those 2010 games. So that means we lost the gold medal final. And I will tell you, the day after the gold medal final, our team was all pretty down. I mean, it was a tough game to lose. And so we asked our driver that day if she would stop at the Starbucks near our hotel before we headed off to do some other things. So she stopped at the Starbucks, and our team walked in, and we all ordered our coffee. And the barista behind the counter that was making our coffee, she suddenly begins to sing "Oh Canada" as loud as you can imagine, all by herself. And we're each looking at each other wondering, what is she doing? And then one by one, all the staff joined in. And then all the customers stood up inside the Starbucks, and a bunch came in off the street, and they sang the entire national anthem to our team. And they were so proud. And you know what? Honestly, because of those strangers, people we didn't know, we realized that day that we hadn't lost a gold medal, that we had won a silver medal, and that we'd made our country really proud. And so I have to thank all of the BC residents and the people for their kindness that they showed us, and how they changed something negative into something so positive for our team.
That is fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I would like to quickly mention that my grandparents live out in Kelowna, British Columbia, and I'm not trying to damper anybody's spirits, but I did lose my grandmother 1 week before Christmas this year.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you
tough.
very much. We're working on going out for a big family reunion this summer, but thank you for your answer to my question.
Thank you, Melanie. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. Troy, I saw your note in the chat that you had a question. Take it away. You're still on mute, Troy. Oh, Troy, I see you talking. You're still on mute. I can't wait to hear what the story is.
Okay, so Jackie Barrett's a good friend of mine, and I'd love to be in the same car with him if your car ever broke down, because I'm sure he could jack your car up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he could.
So my question for you is, Jackie Barrett was the very first Special Olympics athlete inducted. Do you have any plans in the future to induct any more Special Olympic athletes into the Hall of Fame, or is that just a big
Absolutely, Troy. That's a great question. Thank you for asking it. So how we work at the Hall of Fame is we wait for nominations to come in. So nominations from basketball, and from hockey, and from Special Olympians, and from Paralympians. And so if somebody is nominated, so if there's somebody that you think should be in the Hall of Fame, the Special Olympian, then you can just fill out a nomination form on our website. We would love more.
The other thing I was saying is, I had the honor a few years ago, I got to see Frank Hayden be inducted into the Hall of Fame in Toronto. It was quite a night.
That'd be
and
amazing.
It was just mind blowing to see that event, And I challenged one of the inductees that was the MC that year in the 2015 games in Toronto. I said, listen, I have a challenge for you. Go back home and volunteer with Special Olympics. And did you know I met her at that induction ceremony, and she remembered my challenge. So I was really, I'm like, wow.
What a good challenge, Troy. You should tell more people that more often.
I think it was Dixon. I forget her last name. Something.
Oh, I wonder if it was Arlene Dickinson.
Maybe. And she's from the north, your Yukon. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie Dixon. That's who it was.
Stephanie Dixon. There you go. Sorry.
I know who it was.
Yeah. Well, thank you for answering my question.
Thanks, Troy. Pleasure to meet you.
Yep. No worries.
Thanks, Troy.
No
All right,
worries.
Lisa, I see your hand up. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I have statement for Cheryl. First, I'd let you know I am a Special Olympian athlete myself, and my name is Lisa, and I live in Peterborough, Ontario, and I'm also going to the World Games next January for skiing in Kazan, Russia. But I was gonna say this it's an honor to meet you and to be able to tell your speech to us.
Oh, thank you. And good luck at those games. That's going to be, they're in Russia?
Yeah, cross country skiing. I'm doing.
Wow, best of luck. I cross country ski, but you'd laugh if you saw me do it. I am not very good, Lisa. I need
And
to
I
stay
wanted
on the
to
curling ice.
I wanted to let you know I took some stuff out of your words to give me some ideas. What you said, something about because you know how you know how you're not always gonna win and stuff like that, right? You're sometimes like I am like say I'm always successful, but you can be successful in many different ways too. It doesn't always have to be a medal around your neck because
No,
it's not always gonna happen.
exactly. It could be your personal best. And even when you lose, you learn something really valuable from that. And you can never forget
Yeah,
that.
and I always say we're always a champion to whatever goals we achieve.
Absolutely.
So
Thank
that's that learn, or that thing you said, that win to learn.
Yeah, when you either win or you learn.
Yeah, so I was taking that, thinking that that would be a good way to visualize.
Well, put that on your mirror. You know what, Lisa, I did that. My dad gave me that saying and I had it on my mirror for 10 years. So stick it on your mirror and don't forget it. It will help.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. Jericho, did you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I play curling too, show. Every Sunday, I play curling with my Special Olympic team.
Oh, yay. I love it that you're
And every time I curl, it's not the same direction I want it to be. So what's your strategy for that show?
well, so you mean the rock doesn't kind of go the same direction or you don't go the same direction?
The rock I meant.
Rock. Yeah, you know what? That takes a little bit of time to get the rotation on it because the rotation is what makes the rock curl effectively and it grabs the pebble. So you need to get your instructors, Jericho, to help you with that release. So you're getting the rotation, the out turn and the in turn. Then that will send the rock down the right path that you want. Where do you curl out of, Jericho?
I curl at Richmond. I curl at Thornhill Country Club.
Oh, okay. Well, the instructors need to help you. And if they don't help you, you tell them to phone me and I'll help you.
and then my other question is for Special Olympic I use a stick for the rock.
Yep.
My coaches told me to stand straight, don't bend your arms. I think that's how I make it straight for the rock to move, to make the rock go curl.
Right. And I think if your arm's too stiff sometimes, you know how you're trying to keep it straight. If it's too stiff, you don't have the ability to put the rotation on. So I would just relax your arm just a little bit and then you'll have that, sorry, I'm in the camera here, but you'll have that ability to turn the stick.
So I have a question, another question before I let other people ask you a question. What's your hardest curling team in a game advantage?
Oh, the hardest competition that we've ever played?
Yep.
I would say Sandra Schmerler. And that was Sandra Schmerler won Olympic gold at the Olympics years ago. And Jennifer Jones, who just competed at the Olympics for Canada. But she's tough. Jennifer Jones never gives up, Jericho, ever, ever. She could be
Oh.
down 5-7 points in a game. She always thinks she can win, and she usually does. So, and Sandra Schmerler was just one of those natural competitors that never, ever again gave up and was always a gritty player. And we never seemed to beat them. Drove me
Oh.
crazy.
Okay, thank you, Shell. Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks, Jericho. Great
You're welcome.
questions. Cheryl, do you have, I know we had said 7:30. Do you have a few minutes or
I
should
have
we?
fun. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Perfect. Every time I refresh my page here, there's more hands coming up. So, Kayla, do you want to go next?
Hi, Cheryl. I'm Kayla Gent from Calgary. I'm
Hi,
a Special
Kayla.
Olympic athlete here. My question for you is, hold on a second. I wrote it in chat.
Oh,
Sorry, I have to find it. I just wrote it. Okay. What sports do you do for Special Olympics, and how did you get involved with Special Olympics?
well, so I have been involved with Special Olympics Calgary for quite a few years, and it was Nadine Chiz. Well, it's
Yeah,
now-
I know her.
yeah, you know Nadine. So Nadine is a curler, and she got me
Maybe
involved.
in Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah, Scotland now. That was her sorry, that's her married name.
Yep.
She got me involved, and then I've helped with a bunch of fundraisers, and I've helped with the curling program at the Winter Club on Sundays. They had some
Oh, okay.
special Olympians, yeah. And then I got asked by the National Special Olympics to be involved as an ambassador, as a champion. And so I agreed. That was probably only a month ago. I said I would love to be involved. So I'm hoping there's Special Olympics come to Calgary or to Alberta, and I can be part of that too.
Yeah, I do 5-pin bowling and rhythmic gymnastics as well as bocce ball.
Oh my gosh, rhythmic gymnastics, that
And I've
looks
been keeping
hard.
busy doing virtual stuff with Special Olympics Ontario as well as with Special Olympics BC.
Well, congratulations for what you do.
So
And we
I've been
live in the
really
same
busy
city.
doing things to promote Special Olympics and just keep
Oh.
busy. I also do the social club, the Peak program, which you probably have heard of,
You
for
do a
Special
lot.
Olympics Alberta. So I do a
You-
lot. So
Kayla, you should be a Hall of Famer. See, you give back. You're a perfect example of someone who has
and I'm a
success in
leader
sport.
too.
Yeah, and you give back. So one day, maybe, hey?
Yeah, we just had a Peak program session last night with Jody,
Okay,
and she was talking about being leaders and what leadership is and stuff like that, and how we should be putting it towards our sports and stuff and like our daily life. So I've been doing a lot of that.
that's very important. That's great advice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So yeah, that's my advice for everyone, for all the athletes too.
Thanks, Kayla. That was great. Robert, you have a question?
Yes. Hello. Excuse me. Hello. I am from Utopia, Canada. My question's for you. How long have you played curling for?
Oh boy, do I have to answer that, Robert? It's gonna divulge my age, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna make you answer it. So guess how old I am right now. Okay, it starts with a 5 and it ends with a 5. So I know, okay, you don't have to look shocked, but I'm 55 and I started when I was 8. So how long have I been curling?
That's a lot of math, Robert.
47 years.
I was
I
gonna say probably about 30 or 40 years.
It's a long time.
And
Thanks for making.
Thanks, Robert.
Yeah, and Robert, thank you for making me tell everybody my age.
I have.
Damn, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we're going to take 2 more questions. Debbie, I've seen your hand up for a while. You get to go next.
Hi, Debbie. I think you're on mute.
I'm done.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I golf and I curl.
Don't cry. Oh, no crying. You don't cry. You golf and you curl.
Yep. And then how's the guys doing?
Like the curling guys?
No, I meant Russ Howard.
Russ and Vic. Oh dear.
Yes.
I have enough of them for 10 days every time we do an event. I gotta have a break. I don't know how they are right now.
And I went to Newfoundland and Labrador with the guys.
Oh.
And the curl. And I got a gold medal.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You know what? It's so nice to see someone who loves the sport as much as I do.
You do, Carol, Cheryl?
Well, kinda. Yeah, I do. I like it. I still try. I'm not as good as I used to be, Dawn, but I try.
I got like Garrison out here too.
Oh, you
in
do?
Kingston.
Oh, that's
With the
amazing.
shot rocks.
Oh, that's fun. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Great job, Dawn.
Thanks, guys.
Good to see you. Okay, last question. Jonathan, I've seen your hand up for a while.
I'm from Hampton, Ontario, and I did curling 2 years ago.
Oh, amazing. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. The reason I went to curling because I think of Team Canada, how they did good in curling. So 2 years ago, I started doing curling.
And do you love it?
It's fun to be with people that you share with your teammates and doing good as you can to do.
Oh, it's fun. And what's your favorite part of the game?
Being I would say good. I would say good sportsmanship.
You know what? It is that kind of a game. That is an awesome answer, Jonathan, because it is a very sportsmanship. It's a gentlemanly game.
Yeah, I think since 2 years ago, I've been improving a lot in curling.
It took me a long time to get good, so keep at it, Jonathan. It's not an easy sport.
So, what I do is when I do my curling, I usually get about 2 or 3 walks in I usually get 2 or 3 walks right in the bullseye.
Oh, that's good. If you're getting stuff in the red bullseye at the button, you're ready for the pros.
Yeah, I've been doing that actually since 2 years ago. I've been doing curling because I did ice sports like spring, summer, and winter sports. I did soccer, basketball, and all that stuff. And I haven't done winter sports, but curling was my first option of sports of the Winter Olympics I ever did.
Well, I like your pick. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because I did enjoy when I was watching curling. I did enjoy. I enjoy watching you on TV when you were doing curling.
Oh, well, thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for watching and thanks for being a fan of the game.
Oh, I got a question.
Thanks, Jonathan. Great question. I'm really sorry that we didn't have time for everyone's questions tonight, but to everyone that got to ask one, thank you very much for your great questions. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know